Okay, this is just legally distinct. Super Mario. Okay. Okay, so that's categories. And then do this. And then we're just testing it. Just testing it now. Nope, not that one. Nope. Oh yeah, we're just this whole thing. We're just gonna make this. So we shouldn't see that at all. Oh, interesting. Okay, there we go. That's... okay. We're just gonna do some quick and dirty stuff here. And we're gonna fall back to the default for now. We'll deal with that in a minute. So there we go. When I don't have filters. Oh yeah, everything that uses the colors has to, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so since we're gonna have that in a couple parts, active categories. Okay, go up here and find that garbage code I just did. This. Oh, actually, yeah, that should go like this, that should go like this, that should go like this. Yes. And then you can go like this. Yep. And yeah, that's we can just go like this as well. Alright, cool. So if we don't have categories, it presently falls back to just a defined pin color. So now let's do something a little more fun. So we are going to okay, can I just collapse that for now? Just do this both the American way because that's what the internet uses. Okay, let's just get perfect. Super fast color generator. Cool. Start the generator. Cool. Can I add? Go Shutterstock. Add. No, damn you. Close. 2, 3. Yeah, what if I just want this? Okay. What if I can just refresh? Let's just do this a couple times. Maybe we can find some nice mappy colors. Oh, it wasn't bad. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eh. So if I go like this, I go like this. And then let's find. Actually, no. Let's keep it. Okay, you know what? Let's do it this way. Get those two. Drag you over. And give me a new one. Get this one over. Give me a new one. And we'll drag this one over. And give me a new one. Drag this one over. Give me a new one. There we go. So we've got 10 colors here, so now we can futz around with them a little bit. Let's look at the different shades. Let's get a dark one. And let's get a little bit lighter. This red's pretty potent, so let's tone her down a little bit and lighten you up a little bit. The taupiest purples. Okay, now what can I do with this? Export the palette. Yeah, there we go. Oh my. We're gonna pull the CSS variables in for a minute, but we're not gonna. Are we? Okay, sure, that's fine. We'll make this work. I wonder if it'll take HSLA. It's kind of wild that all those colors have names. Let's fix that. We're gonna take every other color here. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, Jeremy, may do I want to get 16. 16 seems like a, ooh, perfect. 1, 2, so what do I got? 10 right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't want the purples. I like these ones. Export. CSS. I'll take these first two. I like those. No. Do kind of like the purple. What do you got? Give me a light and a dark on this one. Yeah. Take those ones. It's a really good tool, can I just say? Kind of like these two. Let's go with that. Copy. Oh, Tuscan Red. Good name. And Gorilla. Sorry. Good evening. I'm going to say Genicus. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let me just pull the mic for a little bit. I'm not talking very loud because people are asleep and also I'm tired today. So yes, I'm building a map. I can show you the map. There it is. So this is the city that I live. And this map, what I'm building it for is the ability to add locations to a map. The idea being that this particular instance is to be able to list black-owned and operated businesses in my area as a way of promoting them, so that people can, shop at them. And I'm not going to spend all the time getting into like why elevating them is important. I mean, I feel like given everything that's going on in the world, it's not hard to find out, but long and short of it is that businesses that are owned by primarily not white people struggle just across the board, rather as opposed to the white-owned counterparts, for a whole variety of reasons, all kind of being systemic in nature. So this all kind of spawned out of an idea of, I'm a web developer by trade, what can I do with my skills that could be helpful? So my thought was this: make this map. Oops, sorry for hitting the pop filter there. Was make this map. One, it is an excuse for me to learn some stuff. I'm playing with Mapbox, which is not something I've had any experience with, just haven't played with it, and I've also given myself kind of a list of challenges with building this, namely around making it extremely low fidelity. So, which is to say, even though I'm creating this tool, I don't want to be the owner of it or the arbiter of the data that goes into it. So my hope is I can build this up and find a champion like in the local Black community that would like to take this on, or take it on with me if they're not technically minded. I'm more than happy to obviously offer my services there. So I am powering it through effectively a CSV file. I'm using Google Sheets because that's a really common tool for people who don't want to spend money but need, the power of Excel. But you can feed any CSV as long as it has like this structure, and it will process that and put the pins onto the map. The other thing I'm doing is this is just like an index.html file. I'm not using any libraries. I'm not using, I'm not spinning up an npm project. Nothing. I want this to be as low fidelity as I kind of can to make the barrier to entry as low as possible. So that was probably a protracted explanation of what I'm doing. I hope that explains it. I'm happy to answer further questions if you have them. Tonight I am doing a thing that I meant to do, well, once I got to it, which is effectively providing default colors that look nice. If a specific subset of colors are not defined. So as you can see right down here, I have categories that map to categories that show up here, and the category comes with, has its own key because it has to, an enabled true false thing for filtering, and the color associated to it. So when it finds a new category looping through here, it will add them to this object with the key and enabled. And right now I'm assigning a default color, but I want to do a little bit better than that. So I'm going to make a selection of colors, and I'm just going with 16 for now, because I don't really feel like bringing in like a color app that I could color shift stuff. So I'm just going to start with just a flat set of 16 colors that look kind of nice, so that instead of just making everything a gray pin, we can assign categories a default color. That's my aim for tonight. This isn't going to be a super long stream because my back seized up this morning, and I spent all day in bed, and it sucked. And it's like 10:30 my time. I just got out of bed without like being in a lot of agony at 10 p.m. So this is not going to be long. So I'm just picking off a couple of the small, easy things off of my very high-tech list of stuff. So this is one of them. So okay, so like this, and this is what we're going to change. Generating, get active color, get category color. So this actually, if not, I don't want to do this. Yeah, I know. I'll make separate function for the moment. And then we're going to see as you can do colors with the what did I call it? Color pointer. Get that. We'll take it up. We'll do that. And then we'll just have a thing for this to loop for now. No, actually. No, we'll have an extremely safe fallback. Is greater than length. We will just fall back to returning a color. We'll return the boring gray if we've somehow managed to loop through 6 other colors. Otherwise, we will grab the current color, we'll tick up our counter, and we'll return it. That's not what that function should be called. So, we get a default color. So, if a category doesn't exist, we go like this. We'll get a default color. And then getting category color. Yeah, we're going to fall back to the dull gray. So if we try and get a category that somehow doesn't exist, we're just going to not break. So that means if this is still commented out, we should now be able to, that's uncommented, so that should be good. So we should see some fun colors. Okay. Not a good start. So let's find out why. Oh, it may not like the HSLA, now that I think about it. Let's see. That is working. So, the category of the pin. Let's just make sure that's all working. It should be. It may not like the HSLA. Like, it might literally just be that simple. Because, yeah, those pins look black to me. So they have the correct color values. So we know how our function works, which is good. Scrub that. That box. Nope, not that one. This one? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want the tutorials. I want your API. Documentation. This one, I think. Yeah. Color. The default is light blue. Is that? Okay, we can obviously test this. So if we take U3, and then let's return colors that we know work. I don't know what these colors will look like, but they'll all be something. So, let's see. Okay, so the good news is, whoops. The good news is I'm bad at making colors. Okay, so that's working, and they're still showing up black, so I've screwed something else up. Good. And let's assume everything works fine for the moment. So this function might just be bad. And what is it looking for? Okay. Right. So let's check the rest of our conditions here. Class undefined. Oh, because I've passed the single category. Oh, that's stupid. That should be category name. Okay, we have to go find all the places I'm using this. Oh, right, yeah. My crummy. Oh, categories that length ain't gonna work. That's my problem. Because it's not an array, it's an object. It's a keyed object. Stupid. Okay. Where? Oh, goddamn. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, yeah, we'll get back to that. I have some very thin error handling. So you... For if the CSV file or whatever doesn't exist, right now it will crash. Okay. And what I'm doing right now is just shimmying some colors around so that there's a bit more a visual difference, excuse me? Okay. Let's just do some jiggery pokery here. Ooh, that's a bad pin color. So our second color. Hundreds are bad. The hell color was this? Yeah, that'll work. So, 50. And 100 and 100. Yeah, that's just... Yeah, the color's just goofed up. E6. That's better. Should just grab all their hexes. Oh well. Alright. And then if we undo these, I could probably just scrub these down to color. That's fine. So this should override. Yeah. Okay, so it'll take defaults if the color doesn't exist, so that happens here. So basically if the category just doesn't exist, it will generate a new category fetching a default color. So if you pre-populate this with some stuff, it will take those instead of generating a flat one. So that's how you can specify specific colors. Alright. I should probably, you know what, for the sake of it, I wonder if I can do this. No, yeah. Let's give myself, I don't know, 20. Oh, good. Oh, good. I love that that works. Eh. What are you gonna do? Yeah, okay. We need to mess around with these lat longs a little bit, or else I'm gonna have a bunch of pins sitting in the same spot. Let's see. 6, 5. These are going to be probably outside my map, to be honest. 7, 6, 5, 5, 5. Oh, no, not 65. I need 43.65. I'm just trying to spin around a small circle here. Latin longs are weirdly accurate decimal points for some reason. Jittering test data is always the most fun, especially when you're doing it manually. Sure, and then for now, we're just gonna go like this. Give everyone all that same descriptive text. And now that generally takes a little bit of time. You know what? I'll take it. That's fine. I can always shimmy my data later. So, interestingly, these don't have a category. Which is interesting. What happens when we don't have a category? Why are they all defaulting to light yellow? Oh, I guess that was the default, right? Because I didn't have a category, so it made a new category. I need to check something. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so we need to have a default entry. So if we don't have a category, then we need to create a default category. Actually, we need to go... We can just do that by default. You know what? We're just going to have one called uncategorized. You know what? We'll just call that. That's the first thing we're going to do. This needs to have a key in front of it. Okay. So then we come down here and we have to go if not pin.category. So if it doesn't have one, then how do I do this? Okay. It's equal to, I'll just assign it. Yeah. So we can do that. Sorry. Sorry, what? Oh, right, yeah. Can I access categories before initialization? Oh, right. Wait, what? Oh, wrong function. There we go. Okay. Okay, cool. So, okay, that filter is working. So we now have uncategorized, which we'll have as a default. We also need to actually hide the pins. We haven't done that yet. Oh, you're off to bed. Jackass. Sorry, I'm just seeing that now. I didn't have the chat up. Well, good night, sweet dreams. Saying, well, I'm off to bed early, but thanks for the info on the map stuff. I think I'll have something to do soon with that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the other hope for this thing is when I'm done with it, I want to release it through like a glitch app or GitHub or both. Basically like, hey, look, here's a generic tool that with minimal input, you can create your own map. It doesn't have to be just for, you know, my intended purpose of, you know, highlighting black-owned businesses, but you could do it for anything. You could do it for like great places to see birds, you know, with a little bit of mutation. Yeah, this is really just a generic, like a low fidelity tool for being able to put pins with text on a map. That's the basis of this thing. The drive for it is just what I kind of mentioned earlier. Okay, so yeah, do you have something for hiding a pin? Box hide pin. Yeah, I could create layers for each of them. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so that actually might be how we do it. Create a new layer. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Markers are treated like layers. You have to use remove layer. No, that's not what I wanted. This doesn't seem right. Get element, rotation. There's remove. So I add a layer, like adding a map to. Nope, that just adds it to a map. There's no way to specify the layer. Okay. Okay, so we could do it that way. Is there additional stuff I can do here? Defaults likely drops your best feature. So we do actually have markers. What do I do with this? Oh, right. That's a way to do it. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, we'll do this a gross way and see how it feels. Filter change. Filter. Just go to the function. I hate that you're doing this to me. Fine. Okay, so the active categories. Generate the list items based off the filter results. Okay, and then we have to go. Actually, we could just do it the hard way and go markers dot for each marker index. Hold on. You know what? Tell me what you have. I'm sure it's nothing useful or identifiable. I have to call it function. Also helps if I call the function. I wonder if I could just hijack the objects. So okay, so what if I go marker dot what if I just do this? Oh no. That's gross. But it does work. Okay. Filter is equal to. Yep. There we go, marker dot. Yeah, I think remove is going to be bad. I think remove is just going to delete the marker, and I don't really feel like deleting and re-adding markers or dynamically. So I think I just get root dot this dot add. Or actually, I'll just nope, add. Okay, so every time we filter, we'll refresh the pins. I think that's fine. Unless you have like a bazillion pins, but that's a performance thing that I don't really care about right now. Then we need to have a class. So if I look at you, pick the element up and give me a class here. And hidden, right? Okay, good start. Okay. Excuse me? Hold on. That ain't right. Alright, hold on. If we don't have a pin category, no, pin category should be uncategorized. And then we do that there. Okay, uncategorized. Uh-huh. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Greater than -1. Okay, there we go. So we can now do this and just hide everything. Because we're using class list, you shouldn't start stacking them up. Okay, good. Should be a little better. Good. So we're showing hiding pins based off of our category. Good. That's just bugging me. There we go. Okay. Alright. That for that. Okay, so right now this content is HTML, which is obviously not good. So let's fix that, hopefully. Okay. That's going to take a minute to catch up. Can't remember which one it is. Yeah, you're still coming up paragraphs. So that's going to take a minute, so that's fine. Whilst we do that. Slap this in some pre-tags. So make this look, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, God, I can't wait to do semantics to this thing. I can tell you what, it's div soup all over the place here. Details. Let's go details, that's fine. Not doing anything with details yet. We will be later. Nice. Normal? Okay. So I think that actually handles that. Still come back as paragraph tags, but this thing shouldn't be respecting that. I think. This is one of those things where I actually need this thing to export new data. Okay. Got new data. What do you look like? Okay. Ugh. CSS. Thank you. Okay, let's try pre-wrap. I don't do this often. Okay, there we go. So that will now maintain the white space that they put into the description. It's a bit of a hacky workaround, but it does mean I can technically bring in a something like this. There we go. Sure. Good old code snippet. So, actually, literally just Get. More filter, refresh bins. Oh, I gotta organize these functions eventually. There's probably a more robust version of this function, quite frankly, that exists. Actually, quite frankly, I shouldn't trust literally any of these. It shouldn't actually make a difference for anything there. So that was just the CSX Tricks one. There's probably a much beefier one. Yeah. Oh, I guess that's just some safe code. Oh, there's an npm function or module. Cool. Let's go look at the. Oh, GitLab. That's fun. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess that does handle non-characters as well. Mind you, I don't know how far I need to go with this. I mean, the data source comes from a CSV file. So if I don't know how you cross-site that one. How'd that even work? Like, yeah, if you adjust the data after the fact and then render it, like, that can't really stop you. It's all in the browser, right? So just the fetching of it to make sure. Totally doing a splitter in there. So fetch. Yeah, you know, that's probably fine. Oh, when I put this thing to open source, maybe someone smarter than me will say like, hey, you should fix this to be like this. And I'll be like, yeah, right, I should. Thank you. And do that. So that gets rid of the pre-tax thing. Okay, how long have I been going? For an hour? Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it tonight. Like I said, my back still hurts. I'm on a lot of pain meds right now. Hopefully a good night's rest will get me there. So yeah, we got some progress. We got the fun default colors. We got uncategorized as a thing now, as a fallback. So that being said, if only. Okay, so less than 4 each. Actually, should we go if length is greater than 1? Yes. 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 Yeah, because if I make all of this have no category, that's the same as not having any categories. Right? Just going for the data. There we go. You still pulled in categories because I had... Oh. I already had these. Okay. So we actually need to do... So we can't really do that. So, like, if we do this... Sorry, what? There we go. Okay, that's my actual data. So if you predefine these, it's going to just make an assumption that you have categories, which I think is actually fair. Because I don't want to do a whole thing about, do we actually have categories and adding a count into this? I guess that's not so bad. Yeah, Yeah, actually, that's not the worst. Now we have a count. Because then inside here, I think. Yeah. Okay. So. We can actually do a quick thing for. Is greater than 0. You can do it like that. Right? Yes. Oh, actually, hold on. No, I have to do that in addition. Because we still only have one category, then we don't care. Oh. God damn it. I'm starting to think making categories a keyed object was not the smartest idea. Actually, no, we should, before we... Yeah, we'll sanitize the categories before we do stuff. So all the other stuff should still work. Anyways, so wonder if I can just do that. No, not find. What are we doing? See, I'm already getting tired. If yes. Yeah, let's see what that does. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh. Alright, so this is a little gross because I'm just doing direct manipulation on the looping value, which you should never do, but basically once I'm done initializing the data, because we're not doing an active fetch, like this all happens once, I'll loop through the categories even if we've predefined them up here, right? We look for them to make sure if they have a count. If they don't, then we just scrub it because it's a useless category. So that's how we end up like this. So if I go back in here, make you watch. Oh good, you've been... Oh god damn it. Thank you. Finish. Dismiss. Thanks Strava bike app for just triggering. Ugh, pain in the ass. Okay, so if I set my data back up like this, it's gonna take, there we go. So it will show the categories. And now we can actually go a little further, right? We can generating inject filter item off the category. Here's our dot. So we can go inner HTML is equal to a template. We can actually go like this. And then like this. Like this. Okay, now you can actually see like what's in each category. That's not too bad. Okay. With that, I'm gonna call it. Scrub that out. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I am a tired boy. So, thanks for watching. Made some progress today. One, gave myself some newer, albeit crummy, but still useful data. You came late. I'm sorry, the solo coder. Yeah, usually I'd be going for another like hour or so. But my back seized up this morning and I basically spent the entire night, or the entire day, I should say. What's the word I'm looking for? Laid up in bed, eating back meds and Aleve and just trying not to move. So it wasn't until about 10 p.m. that I was able to actually move. So I thought, I'll come down here, I'll do a little bit of work. Also, I mean, make sure I can sit in a chair. So just doing a small one tonight. This is like just over an hour, and I'm gonna call it here. Got some work done, give myself some better data source. Oh, this isn't lower back, this is middle. It's right between my shoulder blades, which is typical for me. That's usually where it happens, but I've never had it seize up like this before. It's very bad. We've got we had the categories before, but now we've got their accounts, and we're showing and hiding pins, which we weren't doing before. Yeah, water. Yes, I was also dehydrated all day because I couldn't move. Yeah, we got more data, got some categories. We built in a bunch of fail-safe stuff, so we've got fallback colors. So if colors aren't specified, like we have a nice rainbow of colors now that it'll use. It'll hide the whole category section if there aren't any specified categories in the database. So like if all these are blank, or you have categories specified for specific colors but they never have anything, then it'll hide those too. So we've done a little bit of nicety around the category stuff. Can't remember what else I did. I did one other thing, can't remember. So I think for an hour, it's not a bad amount of progress made. So the next steps are going to be error messages. So like actually separate the JS. So yes, I am planning on doing a little bit. So right now, like here's my entire style tag. And then here's all the scripts and stuff that I run at the end. I will eventually, yeah, make a style sheet and a JS file. But one of the things, I don't know if you followed along with the project before, one of the things I'm doing with this is I'm trying to make it extremely like low fidelity. Like I don't want you to have an expensive server to run this kind of thing. There's no NPM involved in this. The only thing here is the package lock. That's just a thing so I can kind of run stuff locally. That's nothing. I'm not using any libraries. I'm not using like any npm stuff. Everything that this thing uses that is external are just pulled from CDNs, just nice and simple. Because I want this to be delivered as an easy as possible thing to just spin up. So I'm also using like somewhere in here, right here, yeah. So this will actually just import a CSV file, and as long as it's following like whatever I define as the final structure of this document, it'll just work. And I did that because people that want to spin up similar things may not be all that tech savvy, or the people managing these things, these maps, might not know how to like use a whole, or want a whole CMS system, or know how to use one. But most people know how to use Excel at a kind of basic level at this point. Exactly, usually people might have an Excel file. Well, yes, importing an Excel document is a whole different kettle of fish. That's a whole other thing, and it is actually very intense and not very performant. But if you have an Excel file, you can export it as a CSV. You can always save an Excel document as a CSV. Even this Excel sheets, like you can literally like publish a sheet as a CSV. So that's what I've gone with. You're right, a lot of people have Excel documents, but like import Excel doc, it's like a whole thing to do. Like it's a whole thing. So I did play with that idea actually for a little bit, because then I could put all of the config for this thing the colors, the categories, everything into one sheet, and all they'd have to do is edit the sheet and it would just work. That would be ideal. You wrote your own implementation. Yeah, exactly. Then, yeah. So, that would be a significant step up to what I was just trying to achieve, which is just something to get out there quick. But, I don't know, maybe I'll revisit it at some point. But yeah, it's like I mean, the fact that there are entire blog posts on it is not nothing, right? So, it's entirely doable. It was that I considered that beyond the scope of this project. So my aim is you have a CSV URL for the data that you can import into this thing, and eventually I will have all the kind of customizable stuff for this. Basically at the top here, where it's just like I'll have, you know, a list of variables and be like, just fill these in with stuff. Then I'll have a README to kind of go along with it and be like, fill these in, and it'll just work. That's my aim. I'm trying to make this easy to kind of spin up. I'm eventually planning to like make a generic version of this and put it onto like Glitch and GitHub and be like, here you go, and people can make their own maps and, you know, do what they want with it. Maybe someone with more time and effort and brightness than me will, you know, switch it over to a full Excel import. But yeah, so right now everything's just all quick and dirty, just normal functions, etc. I would love to build a login and have an upload button. Yeah. See, that's totally doable, but at that point, you now need a server to host all that stuff. That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. I actually had a friend who's a watcher of the stream, Pokemon Freak. He even spun up kind of like a quick and dirty API that I could use using like I think it was Azure he was doing. But again, that requires you to have a whole kind of server setup and access to it and all that. And I'm trying to keep this thing low fidelity, right? I'm trying to make it so anybody who has like a simple web server could do this. That's all I'm trying to achieve. Or not do, I should say. Be able to, well, download these files, upload them somewhere. Oh yeah, once I upload it to GitHub, people want to fork it and go like hog wild and create much more feature-rich things. Like, go nuts. This is not my best work, I'll fully acknowledge, because I'm just trying to get everything going, you know? I'm trying to just get the feature set down. I'm kind of nearing the end of what I qualify as the feature set, but I've got to do like the error handling, and then I've got to actually make it all pretty, because it's like, I mean, it looks like this. I can do better than Times New Roman. I've actually got to do like the mobile obviously just does not work on this at all, so there's some mobile considerations to be making. Oh wow, yeah, look at that one. That pin's way the hell out there, huh? Oh, and that one's way the hell out there too. Ooh, even further. I have some bad test data. That's okay. So like I've still got. Actually, I'm just gonna write that one down so I don't forget. Mobile. So yeah, there's some considerations to make for mobile. I've got to make it overall just prettier. I have done no accessibility work on this at all. It's all just div soup right now. So still got things I want to do to make this like a decent tool, because the irony of making a simple tool for marginalized communities to be able to highlight, you know, their businesses, which is what I'm doing this for, and then not making the tool accessible. I mean, the irony is not lost on me there, right? So, I've got, yeah, make it mobile friendly, make it accessible, make it pretty, and then overall clean up my code, because like it's a little soupy right now. There's a vague structure to it, but I can definitely go through and optimize a bunch of this stuff, which I'll do. And then, you know, make it easy to spin up, which is like the whole pile of variables at the top thing, which I'm not bothering to do until I finish the thing. Be like, okay, what can be customized here? And then do that. So I've got a couple more nights of work to do with this at least. Yeah. That's the Coles notes, I guess. Yeah, but anyways, that is definitely gonna do it for me now. It's 11:30. I need to go to bed because I have to hopefully be functional tomorrow. Oh, God, my back. Yeah, I understand the thought process. I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it's a tool, even if the people who I'm building it for here are saying like, oh, we don't want this for very obvious safety concerns, then that's cool. I won't give it to them. But the tool itself, as I kind of said earlier in the stream, it can be used for pretty much anything, right? Like, with not too much work, like, the hardest thing to customize is going to be like where the hell is it? Like this right here. The HTML format string, right? Is if you adjust these, this is pretty much the only thing that matters for the entire data structure. So you could take this thing and remix it to like highlight, you know, good places to get parking in your town, or where to see birds good, or like every slushy place in the, you know, greater metropolitan area. It doesn't matter. It can be used for anything. It's not restricted to what it is, but that's what I'm aiming for. So it's just a generic little map tool that anybody could just spin up and be like, here's stuff. That's the aim. I'm just using you know, black-owned and operated businesses that I want to highlight in my local area as the pilot project for this. But yeah, it can be used for anything. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I appreciate you coming in, Coder, and asking your questions. It's very valid. Appreciate it. Hope I see you again, and thanks for the follow. By the way, I did notice that. I don't know why none of my alerts went off. It's very weird. Oh, you know what? My overlay was turned off because this is just like a crummy desktop view. So there should have been a fun little thing that said thanks for the follow. But anyways, thank you. And yeah, usually I'm actually I stream video games, but I've been taking time off because I just had a kid. So this is just like a, well, if I'm going to be building this thing anyways, I may as well stream it. I don't usually do a lot of code streaming, full disclosure, but I mean, I will be until this is done. Yeah. But anyways, that's going to do it for tonight. So thank you for watching. And until next time, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you later.